Hello my fashion beginners and community designers. Today I'll be teaching you how to draft long sleeve and short sleeve. So guys, to draft a basic sleeve pattern, these are the measurements that you would need to take on your client, and the materials that you'll be needing includes a pattern paper, of course, a pencil, you would need a paper scissors, a measuring tape, and of course you'll be needing your pattern master. Now let's get into it. For the tutorial's sake, I have my paper folded into two, and I'm going to be starting by marking a margin line on top of my paper, which is going to be serving as my starting point. I'm going to mark ½ inch here, and I'll come here and mark ½ inch again. I do this because I want to have a straight line, okay? So now with my ruler, I'm going to place it on these 2 points and rule a straight line. So go ahead and do what I have just done here on your own pattern paper, okay? So like I said earlier, this is going to be serving as my starting point, okay? Divide your top arm measurement into 2 and add 1/4 of an inch. My top arm is 12 inches divided by 2. I have 6 inches, and I'll add 1/4 of an inch, and that gives me 6 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to be starting from here, and I'll mark my measurement. Do your calculation and mark what you have on your paper. What do we do when we want to have a straight line on our pattern? Can anybody tell me? Yes, you're going to take your measurement a couple more times to achieve a perfect straight line, and that is exactly what I am doing here. So I'm going to be marking my 6 1/4 multiple times, make a point there, and with my ruler I'm going to be connecting all these points together, and that will give me a perfect straight line. Trust me, you need to do that on your pattern. So go ahead and follow the same procedure, okay? Now that we have this, you're going to be marking your vertical measurement, and that includes your elbow line and your sleeve length line. So for my margin line, I'm going to be marking my elbow line, and that is 12 inches. So I'm going to be marking my 12 inches, and I will also go ahead and mark my 12 inches again. And with my ruler, I'm going to be connecting these 2 points together to get a perfect straight line. Go ahead and do the same thing on your pattern. Now this is going to be my elbow line, alright? The next vertical measurement to take is your sleeve length. I'm going to be marking my sleeve length at 24 inches. Go ahead and mark your own as well, and with my ruler I'm going to be marking a straight line on it, and this is going to be my sleeve length line, like I said. Now we are done with the vertical measurements. You just have to do one last thing, and that is to get your crown depth line, okay? Now to get your crown depth line, you're going to be dividing your bust measurement into 12 and add 1.5 inches. After my own calculation, I have 4.5, and that is what I just marked here. Now let's start taking our horizontal measurement. On my elbow line, I'm going to be marking my round elbow divided by 2, and that gives me 5.5 inches. On my sleeve length line, I'm going to be marking my round wrist divided by 2 as well, and that gives me 4 inches. I'm going to be connecting these 2 points together with my ruler, and I'll take this line up to my crown depth line, just like this. Place your ruler like this and make a straight line, okay? Now we are almost done. The last thing that you need to do is to place your ruler diagonally like this. Can you see? And make a straight line to meet the starting point. Place your tape on the diagonal line like this and divide it into 2. Make a point there, just like I have done. Now I'm going to come up here and mark ½ of an inch up. I'm just going to be making a small point right there, and I'll come to this other side and mark ½ of an inch down, okay? ½ of an inch up, ½ of an inch down. And with my pattern master ruler, I'm going to be connecting the first ½ of an inch to meet the middle points that I have here. So please take your time when you are doing this because you need to arrange your ruler very well. Okay, so this is what I am just trying to do here because I want to have a perfect curve. Having done that, you're going to be flipping your ruler downward. Can you see? Like that. You need that curve to be downward, just like I am doing, and you arrange it to meet the middle point as well, and make sure that it does not exceed the half of an inch that we marked earlier, and then you mark your curve. Now we are done drafting our basic long sleeve pattern, and I am going to be cutting this out to show you exactly where you need to cut. Can you see the way I am cutting it? Please go ahead and cut your pattern as well. And please don't forget that this does not have any sewing allowance. Okay, it does not have any sewing allowance at all. Now for the upper part, you're going to be following the curve line that we made. Cut through this and be careful while doing it as well. All right, and then your pattern is ready. I'm going to be opening this up to show you what it's going to look like when you use this pattern to cut on your fabric. Okay, when you want to draft your own, you don't have to fold your paper into two. Draft it on a single pattern, and when you want to cut, you cut it on fold. Okay, this pattern serves for both front and the back, so you're going to be cutting two, one for the first sleeve and the second one for the second sleeve. To draft your short sleeve, you need to draft your long sleeve first, and then you incorporate it into a short sleeve pattern. Alright, now your short sleeve measurements depends on how short you want your sleeve to be, and for my own, I'm going to be marking my short sleeve at 10 inches. So from the starting point, you mark your 10 inches or whatever measurements that you want. Make a point, and with a ruler you mark a straight line. With my paper scissors, I'm going to be cutting through this line, and I'll come to the crown head here, and I'm going to be cutting through the curve. Now this is how you draft your short sleeve pattern. Very simple. Now we have both our short sleeve and our long sleeve pattern ready. All you just need to do is to add your sewing allowance when you want to cut on your fabric. Okay, if you watch this through to the end, I have an assignment for you. Draft a basic long sleeve and short sleeve using your own measurements. It is very important that you use your own measurements because you're going to be using it to sew for me later. See you in my next class. Bye.